In 1966, Botswana was one of the poorest countries in the world. There were only about 12 kilometers of paved roads in the entire country. No major industry, no natural resources anyone knew about. In fact, when it gained independence, Botswana had just 22 university graduates for the entire country. Today, Botswana produces some of the most valuable diamonds on Earth. Those diamonds transformed it into one of Africa's most stable and prosperous economies. But now Botswana faces a strange and worrying problem. The world doesn't want its diamonds anymore. Just a year after independence, geologists discovered massive diamond deposits. The most important was the Orapa diamond mine. Not just one of the largest, but the largest diamond mine in the world by area. But here's what made Botswana different from most resource-rich countries. They didn't just hand control to foreign companies. The government partnered with diamond giant De Beers, and they negotiated hard. Their first deal gave Botswana just 15% of the joint venture. They went back to the table, and by 1974, Botswana had pushed its stake up to 50%. Together, they created Botswana, owned equally by the government and De Beers. This meant Botswana didn't just tax diamonds, it owned half the industry. The results were extraordinary. Diamond money paid for roads, schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Over the following decades, Botswana became one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Economists pointed to it as the country that had avoided the so-called resource curse. In many countries, natural resources bring wealth, but also problems. This is known as the resource curse. Countries rich in oil, gold, or diamonds often suffer from corruption, inequality, weak institutions, and unstable economies. Nigeria and Angola are famous examples. Oil generated enormous revenues, but also deep economic dysfunction. Botswana was different. It invested diamond revenue carefully and avoided the major corruption scandals that derailed so many other resource-rich nations. For decades, Botswana was considered Africa's greatest economic success story. But even the best-managed resource economies face one unavoidable risk: dependence. Today, diamonds still dominate Botswana's economy. They account for roughly 80 to 90% of export earnings and about a quarter to a third of government revenue. That means when diamonds struggle, the whole economy feels it. And right now, the global diamond market is under pressure. Demand has slowed sharply in major markets like China and the United States as luxury spending weakens. And there's a bigger shift happening: lab-grown diamonds. They're chemically identical to natural ones, but made in factories and far cheaper. A decade ago, they were a niche product. Today, they make up a significant and growing share of the market, especially among younger buyers, and that share is expected to keep rising. The impact is already visible. Botswana's diamond revenues have fallen sharply in recent years, dragging down economic growth. For a country so dependent on diamonds, this isn't just a downturn, it's a structural risk. And there's another layer to the story. Despite its diamond wealth, Botswana still faces high inequality and unemployment, especially among young people. The diamonds built the country, but not everyone has shared equally in what they created. Botswana's government isn't sitting still, though. They're trying to do something remarkable: buy a bigger stake in the company. Anglo American, the parent of De Beers, is in the process of selling its 85% stake. Right now, Botswana owns 15%, and the government has made it clear it wants to significantly increase that, potentially to a majority stake. At the same time, Botswana is also pushing to move beyond simply digging up and exporting rough diamonds. The goal is to cut, polish, and trade diamonds inside the country, capturing more of the value chain domestically, creating skilled jobs, and building local expertise. But this transition takes time, and the global diamond market may be changing faster than any negotiation can keep up with. Botswana still has some of the world's richest diamond mines. So what comes next? Can Botswana build new industries before diamond revenues collapse further? If diamond revenues keep falling before the economy diversifies, Botswana's greatest strength could become its biggest vulnerability. The country that proved the resource curse doesn't have to be inevitable may now be testing whether that was ever really true. For decades, diamonds built Botswana. Now the country faces a harder challenge, building a future that no longer depends on them.